Do, 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 do. Mm. What up, what up, what up? YouTube Live, how's it going, everybody? Uh, Sorry I was away this whole morning. I had to work. Gotta pay the bills, you know? Um, but I'm back and I want to discuss this briefly because this is one of my favorite shows on TV for the past 6 seasons. Fresh Off the Boat has been canceled. Fresh Off the Boat is now currently in its sixth season, season six. Um, and let me read off a variety here. And it says the single camera sitcom is set to end with its current sixth season with an hour-long series finale that's going to air on February 21st, 2020. With its conclusion, this show will have aired over 100 episodes since it first premiered or debuted in 2015. And the creator, showrunner of this fantastic comedy series is Na Nachka Khan. I apologize if I mispronounced that. She also, I think, directed the movie Always Be My Maybe, which starred Randall Park, who also is one of the stars of Fresh Off the Boat. Let me confirm that. Yes, that is correct. I just want to make sure I have my facts right. So I remember when this show was being developed, and people were like, "Oh my God, we're gonna have an all Asian American series." It's been a while since Margaret Cho in the '90s with that All American Girl show. Remember that? It only lasted for like one season. It did not gain traction. It had bad ratings. But at the time in the '90s, it was a big deal. Like in mainstream media, we have this all Asian family sitcom. Unfortunately, it did not, gain popularity. So when Fresh Off the Boat was being developed, I was as an Asian, I was half excited but also half worried. I was concerned that, oh, what if this doesn't gain popularity as well, just like the Margaret Cho one in the '90s? Then it's gonna be another, if it fails, the audiences or critics in general will use that as an excuse, saying, "See, it doesn't work." Nobody will want to watch an all Asian American, character kind of sitcom because Fresh Off the Boat fails too, just like the '90s Margaret Cho show. So that's what I have concern about. But luckily, Fresh Off the Boat was funny. The first few seasons, man, they were my favorite. They were just like, I remember there was an episode about Constance Wu's character Jessica being jealous of her husband, because her husband has this billiard or pool table partner who's really hot. And she got so jealous, she would try to sabotage their pool game night. Eh, That's just one of the many episodes, one of the many examples that can come on the top of my head right now that I can remember that just cracked me up. The writing was just so good. Um, and Randall and Constance Wu had been nominated for, like, I believe, Critics' Choice Awards a few times in the past for their roles on this show, but they never won, and they never really got nominated for a Primetime Emmy, unfortunately. So now we're in season six. I gotta say, I've been watching the episodes as well because I gotta support it. This is, I'm Asian. I gotta support the Asian show, the only Asian show on the mainstream network of America. And so I gotta say, the episodes in this season six right now, they're not as strong. They're not as funny, and it's as if the writers are running out of ideas. So this is why the title of this video, I said to you that I think as an Asian, I think that this cancellation is a good thing. Um, because number one, the show, to me, in my opinion, has run its course. It's run its course. Uh, and the Eddie, this character who's inspired by an actual popular chef, Eddie Huang, him and his brothers, Evan and what's the other name? I forgot the other name. But anyway, the three of these three boys, they're growing up. They're growing up, and I think with their growing up, it's the same as Luke growing up in Modern Family. If you also follow Modern Family series, once they hit a certain age, it's just they kind of lose that charm that they had when they were just kids. I don't mean to be a jerk or I don't mean to be mean, but now they're teenagers. It's just it's tough being tackling that same. If you want to capture the magic again, the same bottle with Eddie from seasons 1, 2, 3, it just doesn't work now with this big high school Eddie. Now you're going to young adult territory, and that's a different set of humor. You know what I'm saying? Than the family sitcom that they had designed from the get go for Fresh Off the Boat for its nature. So, and also, let's face it, Constance Wu, who plays Jessica, she's a big movie star now. She's a big ass movie star, and if you recall, when ABC renewed Fresh Off the Boat for a season 6, Constance Wu publicly expressed her disappointment. She was like, "Why?" And she got a little bit of backlash because of that. Um, People like, "Wow, how ungrateful! You got a steady job, and this is how you react." Lo and behold, turns out it's revealed later on that she was disappointed because she had a project lined up. She already had a project. I don't know what movie project it is. It was never revealed, but she had that on the plate. That she was gonna do, and she had to cancel that. She had to cancel that because of her contractually obligation or commitment to Fresh Off the Boat. And this happens, you know how it is, right? Remember, Tom Selleck was supposed to play Indiana Jones, but and Tom Selleck actually screen tested, and Steven Spielberg and George Lucas actually loved Tom Selleck as Indiana Jones, but Tom Selleck can't do it. He couldn't do it because he had a commitment to Magnum PI. Um, so these kinds of stories have happened before, and but we don't know what this project is that Constance Wu was referring to. But she was not happy about the cancellation. She was not happy about the renewal of Fresh Off the Boat this past season 6. Hey, Sid Vicious, I hate the ego of Constance Wu. I totally understand, Sid Vicious. But at the same time, I also totally understand from the angle or perspective of Constance Wu, because remember, guys, well, I'm old enough to remember. I don't know if you guys are old enough to remember, but I remember Moonlighting series. Remember Bruce Willis, Sybil Shepherd? After, I want to say, I think 2 to 3 seasons, Bruce Willis, of course, started doing Die Hard, and that became a massive hit. And then it's like, we gotta make a sequel. We gotta make you the next action star. And so we, the fans of Moonlighting, kind of already noticed, oh, that's it. It's gonna be the decline. The show's gonna get canceled, and voila, that's exactly what happened. And so this sometimes happens in this business when one actor um, becomes too big for the show. Putting aside whether or not she has ego, and I'm sure she does, no doubt about that. And I'm with you there. I don't like the way that she publicly expressed her distaste when the show got renewed. She should have just kept that to herself. You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have been like, because her expressing that publicly, that must have been a slap in the face to her co-stars, who may actually enjoy that steady job of fresh off the boat, but now they have to come to work, with this lady Constance Wu, who, deep down she doesn't want to work there anymore, and it's like, that kind of working environment when you have that as your colleague, i- that sucks. So she should have kept that distaste or disappointment to herself instead of publicly express that. So I'm with you there. But going back to my point, like Bruce Willis, she had Crazy Rich Asians, which made a lot of money worldwide. She had Hustlers this year, which turned out to be a huge success. And guess what? Uh, STX Films actually is pushing Hustlers to be considered for this award season. So, and now, she's gonna have Crazy Rich Asian sequel. She's gonna have other projects as well. So she's the Bruce Willis in this story, and so from that, it takes me back again to Moonlighting. It's like, okay, so that's why I title this video as an Asian. I think this cancellation is a good thing because obviously Constance Wu is no longer happy on Fresh Off the Boat. So why continue it? And they're not gonna be able to replace. It's not like um, freaking Will Smith's aunt in Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Remember that? They replace her. This is not that situation because Will Smith's aunt is not as big of a figure as Will Smith and the other characters. You know what I'm saying? So they replace her, and everybody's like, yeah, whatever. It's just Wednesday. But if they replace or recast Jessica with another actress, people will notice that. So it would not work. It would not work at all. So it's a good thing that the show gets canceled, and so that Constance Wu can be free, moving on, doing movies that make her happy. Um, and the last reason, I think, also to that point, I want to also see Randall Park getting. Here's the thing, guys. I have this discussion with my fellow Asian film critic, and I told him that, you know what? In our Asian community, it would be nice to have somebody or an actor that's like Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is a guy who can play just about anybody. He's the every face, every guy kind of actor. You know what I'm saying? In Asian community, it's like you only get hired most of the time if you know how to do martial art or if you play a doctor or a scientist. Um, it'll be nice to have an every guy kind of actor from our community. Why not Randall Park? Tom Hanks starts out doing comedy movies. Randall Park's doing Always Be My Maybe, and hopefully maybe now that Fresh Off the Boat is ending, he can do more like that. Be the Tom Hanks of the Asian community, the guy who because Randall Park doesn't know how to do martial art. He doesn't know how to do kung fu. Whereas Henry Golding and Iko Uwais and all these guys are doing Snake Eyes, the GI Joe spinoff, right? So let them do that. We're still gonna watch that. We're still gonna support that. But it'll be nice to also have somebody like Randall Park be that Tom Hanks of Asian community, because Constance Wu doesn't know how to do martial arts, but she's doing that as well. She's becoming the kind of like the actress, that wants to be more than just, oh yeah, she gets cast because she knows how to kick ass only. That's all. So Big Baby's here says Constance Wu sabotaged her own show. I was a fan of the show. She needs to take a lesson from Katherine Heigl. Remember her? Ah, yeah, Katherine Heigl. I remember her. See, Katherine Heigl. I think the problem with Katherine Heigl, if you don't know, um, if you're not fans of Grey's Anatomy, Catherine was part of Grey's Anatomy, and Catherine, I forgot what the exact words she says. She just like Constance Wu, she publicly expressed her distress or distaste about the show. I could you remind me? She said something along. I think she criticized. I think Katherine Heigl criticized um, the showrunner, right? And it has to do something about the Emmy consideration or along. It's been a while. I apologize. I need to Google it again, but I think that's the difference, though. Katherine Heigl directly, openly, publicly attacked the showrunner and the show itself. Um, whereas Constance Wu, I think, again, I'm not condoning what she did. She should have kept it to herself. She just said like, "Oh man, can't believe he got renewed." That's basically what she said. So that's the difference. She did not attack Nanchaka Khan. She did not attack her co-star. She did not necessarily attack the co-writers. But she really, really wants to move on from Fresh Off the Boat. That much is obvious and very clear. So I totally understand your frustration, Big Baby SLD, and Sid Vicious. If you are angry at Constance Wu, you probably blame Constance Wu for this show ending. I totally get it. I don't blame you for being upset. But again, to recap, I think this is a good thing because number one, if you've seen the episodes in this season 6, the quality of the jokes and the humor and the storytelling have gone quite a bit downhill, as if the writers don't know what to do yet, especially now that the boys are growing up. Number two, Constance Wu wants to do movies. She's like the Bruce Willis of moonlighting, right? She's like, oh my god, I got my Die Hard in Crazy Rich Asians. I want to ride this wave. Okay, let her ride the wave, and number three, I would love to see Randall Park get the same opportunity too. I want to see Randall Park be the Asian Tom Hanks, and he won't be able to get that if he's stuck just doing Fresh Off the Boat year after year. So, and I want to end with this. The the downside of this cancellation, unfortunately, is that there's no other all Asian American actors kind of or all Asian American characters sitcom anymore. Remember Dr. Ken? I love Dr. Ken. Dr. Ken was renewed like for I think it had 2 seasons, and then he got canceled. ABC did not renew it for third season because of low ratings, but the jokes were hilarious. So now that Dr. Ken is out and Fresh Off the Boat is out, so now it's back to how it was again with us Asians. We don't have representations anymore as far as lead characters go on TV. Um, I heard that ABC is developing a new sitcom about Indian American family. I gotta look that up. It may be an offshoot or spin-off of Fresh Off the Boat. I read somewhere that it's like the Indian American kid is a friend of Eddie or something like some sort. So we'll see. We'll see whether or not that project gets picked up and whether the pilot will get a film and whether or not it will be popular. But now the Fresh Off the Boat is ending. It's back to like, oh, you know, how it was before Fresh Off the Boat and Dr. Ken were around. There's not none of us anymore on the TV screen. So that's the downside of this whole cancellation. I would love it if Fresh Off the Boat had sparked other all Asian American characters shows to also happen. Um, but that's not what happened, unfortunately. It did not spark a trend where, what I mean? You know what I mean, right? A trend meaning like other networks like, oh my god, look, Fresh Off the Boat is so popular, successful. Let's make our own Asian American shows. You know what I'm saying? Um, that didn't happen. That never happened. That's unfortunate. If only otherwise was the case. So that's it. Those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Thank you so much for chatting with me, Sid Vicious, Aurora Hill, and Big Baby SLD. If you don't get to chat with me on this, and you have, if you are not happy about this cancellation, or if you are happy about it, I want to hear why. Why do you think that? Why do you think so? Let me know your thoughts about this news in the comment section down below. And as always, subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell. And if you can help support me, please do so at patreon.com/ramascreen. All right, let's rock this.